Central hosting Ballard. The Titans looking for back-to-back 4A state titles, but they have to start and get past the Bombers. First quarter, quarterback Brady Hetzel on the run, but his eyes locked on one man, and that's receiver Leonardo Tatum. Tatum down the far sideline, dodges one Bomber, another, and goes all the way to the end zone for the 64-yard score. Titans on top 7-0. Second quarter, Bombers 4th and 13 on Lewis Central's 31. Quarterback Bryce Miller wants to drop a bomb. Jacob Luster and Tatum not letting that happen. Titans take over on downs. Lewis Central keeps their championships hopes alive, winning 28-10.